Om Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba Namaha. Om Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba Namaha. Om Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba Namaha. Pranams at the lotus feet of dear Lord Swami. Dear brothers and sisters, sign on. He didn't hear. Sign on. He's heard it. That's it. I'm so happy to be here once again. I believe we were here about 7-8 years ago in the church again, but that was on the ground floor, if I remember, quite some time back. Yeah. This year, we were not planning to come. We were saddened, missing the physical, lovable form of our dear Lord Swami. The form that I had the fortune to look into his eyes for 38 years, to touch his lotus feet, kiss his lotus feet, and instantly feel the bliss and the love. We missed that beautiful form. See for yourself. This is that beautiful form, smiling. We cried for 5 days. I couldn't help crying. My children and grandchildren were trying to tell me, "Granddad, why are you crying? You should not be crying." He said, "He's in our hearts." I said, "That's all fine. He's in our hearts. He's our soul. He's our Atma. That's good. But I can't help crying because of the love we miss, the gratitude for what he has done for us." Yeah? That is the feedback, is it? Okay, fine. And it made me very happy to feel the consoling words of our grandchildren. I felt so happy when our 6-year-old granddaughter in Toronto told his mother, Rakhi, he says, "Mom, why are you crying? Swami hasn't gone anywhere. He has just disappeared and has entered our hearts." I felt so nice. And this is what Swami has been saying all along. Do not limit me to the brick and mortar walls of Puttaparthi. I live in the butter-soft hearts of all people. For this to come from a 6-year-old daughter reminds us of the blessing that he gave us 29 years ago in Whitefield, in Bangalore. He says, "Sharma, I bless you, bless your children, children's children, children's children, children's children." This is how he's penetrated down the ages to all levels of people, devotees, even at this younger, tender age of 6 years. And this I brought you to show. This is what that little 6-year-old girl says, consoling her mother. "Mom, you were crying because Swami is no more, but actually he just disappeared inside our hearts." That is how we are going to feel his presence in our hearts. And that is the lesson that he has been preparing us all along his life, right from the age of 12, 13 years, to ultimately realize the constant presence of our dear Lord Swami, right in our hearts is peace and love. And Swami has been saying, this life is my message. And look at what he has been doing right from the beginning. He has been giving us what we wanted. He gave us presents, he gave us rings, vibhutis, healed us, took us problems, and everything he did for us, ultimately to prepare us, to give us for what he has really come from, is incarnated for that purpose. You see, God descends for men to ascend. The Lord of the universe, who's permeating the whole of the universe everywhere, he took a form like us to be among us so that he could move with us, talk to us, and give us the feeling of love, and finally prepare our minds so that we are able to receive what has really come to give us the presence of his constant presence in our heart as our self, as our Atma, as our soul, as our very being, as our very breath, so that each breath we feel his presence. And he has achieved that in these 27 days. Wherever we went, coming from Delhi, India, we were in Toronto, Scarborough, we were in Ottawa, there we talked for 3 hours. Then we were in Encinitas, San Diego, just last week, on the 14th and 15th. And there also we talked about for 3 hours. And everywhere we went, we found that nobody was asking Swami for any personal benefit. Nobody was asking for vibhuti, nobody was asking him for do this for me, do that for me, heal me, and this, that, and the other. Everybody's in his heart was, Swami, please get well. We'd like to see your loving face. Everybody, he has changed the hearts of each and every devotee in these last 27 days, from 28th of April up to the 4th of April. Yeah, up to the 4th of April. In those 24th of April, and in these 28 days, 27 days, he changed the hearts of all people. Now we remember him all the more. Constantly he is in our awareness. And this is what meditation is all about. Meditation is to think of one subject, one topic, to the exclusion of any other topic, is called meditation. And we may be working, but our mind is constantly dwelling upon our dear Lord. And if that is happening, he is making a constant change in our awareness, in our behavior, in our attitude, in our understanding, in our realization, how close he is to us even now. You see, Swami, the Lord incarnate, comes of his own choice. He chose to come on 23rd of November 1926, and he chose to go on 24th of April. So he decides the dress and the code, the tone and everything is all, and he's been preparing us all along for many years, and when he's been saying, love my uncertainty. And many times he's been telling us, I am in front of you, behind you, above you, all around you. And then the most important thing he says, I am in you. When we were coming from home in Diamond Bar, our ride, Mr. Jiva, posed those wonderful questions. He says, Capt Sharma, there is now what? Now that Swami's physical form is there, now what? Now is our turn to prepare our minds to receive his teachings, put it into our everyday practice. Now is the time. If we haven't changed till now, now is the time that we allow ourselves to be changed by Swami's teaching. And now we imbibe, feel the presence of Swami within us, and we start acting like Swami, behaving like Swami, talking like Swami, loving like Swami. The peace that he has is the one that we should exhibit, feel, express, share the same kind of feelings, same kind of peace as Swami has shown us. He has shown us the way. It's very, very fortunate, I should say, that Swami chooses his devotees. You know, when he does this, he, out of 6 million people, he's picking up his ripe devotees, brings them to himself, close to his, either in Puttaparthi or in centers all around the world, and by his chanting his name, thinking of him, he brings the change in that person. That is his infinite grace. I was one like you, I am one like you. He chose me. And before he chose me to give his darshan to me, he first prepared me. You see, and what he did, how did he prepare me? I was young, about late 20s or early 30s. I started to attend lectures on Gita, Upanishads, Bhagavatam, Ramayana, all those scriptures that paved the way for me to understand a little bit of what divinity is, what God is, and what is the relationship between God and me. That was the prime important thing. I became very, very inquisitive. Who is God? How can the infinite be contained in a finite? You see, the infinite God is everywhere, and how can God be contained in one human frame? Because I was a logical mind, I have a logical mind, so these kind of questions started to come in my mind, and to sort out all these questions in my mind. Swami was right from the beginning in my mind, in my heart, along with me, tuning me, trimming me, training me, guiding me, prompting me, putting me in touch with good people, with saintly people. And after having toned up my outside temperament, behavior and attitude, and then the background of the Gita and the Ramayana and all that background, then he came on the scene. And how did he come? A call came from my Indian Airlines. I was a pilot with the Indian Airlines and I was based in Delhi. The call comes and asking me, Capt Sharma, you're supposed to fly a plane, a charter flight. I said, where? To Amritsar. I said, who's the charter party? And they said, Sai Baba is the charter party. Sai Baba? I hadn't heard the name of Sai Baba, and I didn't know about who Sai Baba is, so I said, all right, what time? It's 6:15 in the morning. When? 15th of March, 1973. So, came home, asked a couple of my friends. I said, Baba, have you heard of Sai Baba? Who's Sai Baba? Oh, he said, you don't know? I said, no, tell me. He's the one with big hair, and he does miracles, and you feel very nice in his presence, and he's full of love and everything. So they created inquisitiveness in me when they said he does miracles and you feel good in his presence. So that with that inquisitiveness, I was worked up. I said, okay, let's see how he is tomorrow morning. So the same night I could barely sleep. I went to the airport, saw that the aircraft was clean and all in order for Sai Baba. Those days we used to call him as Sai Baba, because he'll be sitting in the aircraft. We could barely sleep that day. I told our family, my wife and 3 children, I said, tomorrow morning you also come with me, we'll have darshan of Sai Baba. Our son was 9 years old, Rajat, who is in Diamond Bar here. The second was 6 years old, and the third was a daughter, and she was just about 6 months old. So we got up in the morning, went to the airport, And I did all that paperwork that we have to do, clearance and stuff, everything. Aircraft is all ready. I said, where is Sai Baba? I'll go and tell him that we are all set. So they told me he's sitting in the VIP lounge. So here I go into the VIP lounge, and my cap, 4 stripes and all that stuff. And there was Sai Baba sitting there in a VIP chair. I went up to him. The very first time I had the darshan of Sai Baba, I took my cap, went to him, approached him, did namaskar to him, and I looked straight into his eyes. The moment I looked into his eyes, I froze, became very still. This is what happens in the presence of Swami. This silence. It has taken me 38 years to realize that this silence is our nature. He came to teach us this silence. This silence is the Prashanti Nilayam, Prashanti, absolute peace. Whenever we have this peace, Swami is in us. Don't ever forget this moment of peace that you all are experiencing. If we can only maintain this peace in our life at all times, that's it. We can say we have reached somewhere. And this Swami does it in a flick of a second. When I looked into his eyes, I felt so nice, so peaceful, so happy, so full of love. I felt that he's entered through my eyes into my heart and filled my heart with love, full of love, emptied my bosom. And I felt profoundly at peace. Greater than peace is another word, that is bliss. Where mind is not, is bliss. Where mind is but peaceful at one time, and in pieces the other time, that is the mind. He takes care of it. A state of mindlessness is bliss. It can only be by the grace of our dear Lord Swami, God, His grace. So I felt very happy, very peaceful. So I was so full of love. And I felt I've known him for a million years. You feel so akin to each other. And that is divinity, my dear. So I just broke off. I said, Swami, the plane is ready. He said, okay. And then he said, Chalo, let's go. See, here I am speaking a little loudly. And there he's saying, Chalo, let's go. So the change starts happening in his presence. The way he talks, it impacts you immediately. Oh my God, that is the way we should be. We went to the aircraft, he sat down in the aircraft, we received at the foots of the steps, the Uppat Namaskar with him at his lotus feet, and we go up the aircraft. He sat down in that Viscount aircraft on the left hand side next to the window. I go sit in my cockpit, everything is all done. But all the ground staff are not leaving the aircraft. Everybody wants to have a last darshan, a Pad Namaskar of Sai Baba. So I had to make an announcement when the time came for departure. All ground personnel, please deplane. We're ready for departure. So with reluctance, people left the cabin. The door was shut. And I was advised that when you start the engines, you should ask Swami, Sai Baba, permission to start the engine. So I went there. I said, Swami, those days he was Sai Baba to me. It took me a long time, 25 years, to call him Swami, the master of my heart. So I said, Baba, can we start the engine? He said, yes. Start the engine. Sat down, start the engine, taxiing the aircraft. When I was taxiing the aircraft, I was taxiing so slowly. I said, what's happened to you, VK? You're already affected by this slow gait of Swami that you're taxiing the aircraft so slowly. So finally came on the runway, lined up and took off. 6:30 in the morning, still dark, winter time. As we went up, then I turned the aircraft towards Amritsar. That's the golden temple city, where there's the golden temple. And I put the autopilot on, and I told the co-pilot, I said, you mind the plane? I'll go back and invite Sai Baba in. So I was unbuckling my seatbelt to go back. One aerostess comes running. He says, Capt Sharma, Capt Sharma. I said, yes. I said, Baba is doing miracles inside. I said, what miracle is he doing? She said, oh, I just went to him. I said, Baba, would you like to have tea or coffee? And Baba said, no, ma, thank you. She persisted, no. Baba, have something. He said, okay. Tea? Swami, Baba, sugar? Is 1 cube of sugar. The lady goes back into the pantry to make tea for Sai Baba. Now here's the change. She saw had darshan of Swami, Sai Baba, went into the pantry to make tea, but she left her mind with Baba sitting in the cabin. This is what happens. You leave a portion of your mind with Sai Baba, with the Lord, when you meet him. That makes a connection between the Lord and the devotee. The connection is made. She makes the tea with love, puts 1 cube of sugar in it. With that beaker she comes and says, Baba, your tea. Yes. But what are you stirring inside? Swami, 1 cube of sugar. So Baba says, look. And she lifted the 1 cube of sugar with a spoon, and the sugar turned into a silver locket. So Swami says, Ma, you keep it, you keep it with you. And she was very, very happy keeping that locket in her hand. So I said, oh my God, Swami is doing so miraculous. I want to go and see for myself what is happening in the cabin. So all you sit by, fasten your seatbelts. So I wanted to go back again, and then another aerostess comes running. This Capt Sharma is doing more miracles. I said, what happened this time? So I said, he went to a lady sitting on the seats, and then he said, Ma, what are you wearing on your ears? Then she said, Swami, nothing. And out of nothing, out of thin air, came in his hands golden earrings, which Swami Sai Baba gave to that lady, and she was very happy. So I said, okay, I want to go see myself. I went entered the cabin. As I opened the cockpit door, I looked into the cabin, and you know what I saw? I saw, first thing, Swami dancing like Krishna in the Vrindavan, going from one person to another, one devotee to another, making each and every person full of love, happiness, and everywhere. And there was a festive environment in the cabin. From the louvers of the aircraft in the cabin, we could see, smell, feel the fragrance of jasmine flower coming from the louvers upon the seats in the cabin. And that is the change that happens automatically, spontaneously, by the presence of our dear Lord, Sai Baba. So I went up to him and said, Swami, touched his feet. I said, Swami, please bless the cockpit. He says, yes, I will come. I came back, sat in the cockpit like this. Same thing happened with me. The moment you are with Swami, or you think of Swami, meditate of Swami, chant his name, is good enough to make that contact with the divinity. Where? In the cave of your heart. That connection is made by only Namasmarana, by just chanting the name of the Lord, and the connection is made with the Lord. That is why the importance of Nam Smarana is given whenever you don't have time for a satsang like this or for a bhajan session because of your busy life. The best thing is anywhere, any time, wherever you may be, wherever you get the time, just chant His name. This bliss, this peace will come into you, and you will find the change in your attitude. You'll become more focused, more attentive, more full of love, more efficient, and everything will happen, more compatible with the other person, be it home, office, or anywhere. You see, you're carrying the fragrance of Swami. So I said, Swami, please bless the cockpit. He said, Acha, I'll come. I came, sat down in the cockpit, my heart remained with Sai Baba. I'm flying the plane, doing everything, but the connection is made, and that, you see, by His connection means the moment you feel a peace, you are connected with Swami. Full stop. That's it. So I sat down, flying the plane, and waiting for Swami, and suddenly the time came for us to descend, and here the cockpit door opens slowly, and barefoot walks in our dear Lord, Sri Sathya Sai Baba, into the cockpit. He comes into the cockpit, stands by my right hand side. He placed one hand here and the other hand on the other seat, and he's put his charan, his lotus feet, upon the center part of the cockpit, which we call the radar. Upon that he put his charan there, his feet there, his lotus feet there. And the moment I saw his feet on the radar, you know, radar is for to tell us, to warn the pilot of the bad weather and route. So we look into the radar and we steer ourselves. The moment he put his charan there, I immediately said to myself, oh VK, for you, no more bad weather now, because Swami has put his charan there, his feet there. For me, I said in my heart, quietly, silently, as if nobody was hearing, believe me, it took me 20 years, or more than 20 years, to realize everything you say, however silently, secretly, in your mind, He hears each and every word, emotion, and a thought that crosses our mind. Why? Because we think He lives in Puttaparthi, then He will live in Puttaparthi. You are saying that He lives in our heart? Yes. That is the permanent place in there for Swami, for Sai Baba, for God to live. That is our heart. So we should all the time feel that He lives in our heart. You remember Mahabharata. In the court of Dhritarashtra, the blind king, not only was he blind in the eyes, he was blind otherwise also. He didn't realize God, the divinity of Krishna. So he was blind. And look at his evil-minded, selfish, full of desires and ambitions, Duryodhana, his son. And he wanted to grab all of the kingdom, not share it with his Pandava brothers, and wanted to disrobe the wife of the Pandavas, Draupadi. And when she was being disrobed in the court, she appealed to the king. And the king was, under the influence of his son, Duryodhana, hung his head in shame and couldn't help it. She appealed to all those Mahatmas and who were sitting there, like Bhishma Pitame, Dronacharya, Kripacharya, all those, the saints and sages and theirs. They couldn't help because they were under the influence of the Duryodhana clan. Then she appealed to Krishna and she said, "Oh Krishna, Dwarka Vasi Krishna, the Krishna who's living in Dwarka, please come to my help." And Krishna did not immediately come to help because he thought Krishna is far, so Krishna is far. The moment she said, "Oh my Hirdayavasi Krishna, oh Lord Krishna, who is residing in my heart, please come to me for help," instantly, immediately, Krishna came, touched the sari, and Krishna is infinite. The sari became infinite. He got tired of pulling, there's no end to it. So, this is what the lesson of Swami is. Sai Baba says, you remember me, call me, I will respond instantly to your call. If you think I'm in your heart, yes, I'm definitely in the heart. And that's the place where I live, in the butter-soft hearts of all people. So, Swami came, stood there. The moment he stood there, this happens. Why does this happen? Swami is the embodiment of peace and love. He is full of peace and full of love, infinite. The way he is inside is the aura around him. He creates the same feeling outside as well. So this peace happens in the mere presence of Swami, and he doesn't say anything, doesn't do anything. By his mere presence of Swami, and this peace and love descends in our heart. And this is the reason, this is the purpose for which God incarnates in the human form, for him to feel and realize the divinity in a human form. So after a little while, I had nothing to say because my heart, my mind was very quiet. We started to descend. When we were descending, the aerostess made an announcement, all passengers to please return to the seats, because in a short while we will be landing at Amritsar. And I told him, my heart, Swami, this announcement is not for you. You please keep standing here. This is for the other passengers. And he did keep standing there. And then after a little while we started to descend. And we started to descend. And then we saw the sun had come up. And we could see on the right hand side the golden temple of the Sikhs in Amritsar. And the morning, the sunlight had come, shining brightly upon the golden dome. And I said, Swami, look how beautiful it looks. So he says, yes, very beautiful. So we took permission from the control tower, did a parikrama, went round the golden temple, and I looked at it. Swami looked at it beautifully. Then we came and landed. When I was landing, I told, oh my Swami, please, you're standing there without a seat belt. Please make this landing smooth. So luckily, he must have heard the touchdown, the landing was smooth. Came and parked the aircraft on the runway, on the tarmac. And he was standing there, right here. And then switched off all the engines and all. Wanted to get up to greet Swami. And then suddenly he standing here, he waved his hand like this and created a small calling card, and he gave it to me. I'll show you that card. That is given in this book also. Swami, where is it? Oh, here it is. So he created this card and he gave it to me, this card, right? Yeah, not the outside. The outside is my doing. They're only the inside. He gave this card to me and said, keep it with you. I said, yeah, thank you, Swami. And then suddenly I said, oh my God, there's a co-pilot there. There are two aerostesses also. So I said, Swami, but we are four. He said, yeah, give the card back to me. I gave the card back to him. He took the card like this, gave one like this to the co-pilot, one like this to the aerostess, and he made another like this to the other aerostess. From one, he created four, and then he gave the card back to me. He says, keep this in your wallet all the time. I've been keeping this for 38 years with me. Whenever this happened, we came back home, and you see what I used to do, I used to sit down, meditate, think what Swami did. with his will, sankalpa they say, with his will, he can create anything out of anything by his mere thought. He wills it and it happens. He willed it and it happens. He does this, vibhuti comes. He does this, the ring is formed. He does this and the cure is there. Anything he wills happens. Why? Because the whole universe of matter is under his perfect control. He is the master. He is the Swami of the universe. You see, the universe created by these 5 elements of space, very subtle, air, little more, less subtle, fire, little less, water flows, you can feel, touch, taste easily, and then of course the earth. The grossest part of the creation is the earth, the 5th element, which we can understand, know, realize by the smell, because the earth has smell, water has taste, the fire has vision, the air has touch. You see, air is everywhere, but the sense of touch makes us feel and realize, yes, the air is. Similarly, in our mind, God is everywhere. With air, you can move your hand and feel the touch that the air is there. To feel the presence of God, God has given us a beautiful instrument, which is this mind. The more the silent mind is, there the presence of the Lord is there in the form of peace, in the form of love, and in the form of I am there is present in the minds of all people. Only we have to silence our mind to realize the presence of the self, presence of the God through our mind. So I used to do all this kind of thinking into meditation. I was very fond of meditation. And then you know what happened? Then one day I told him in the cockpit when he was running, he was going back, I said, Swami, please bless the family also. He says, yes, come, bring them in Delhi. And I was surprised that I was talking in a loud voice, Swami, please bless my family. Today, we do not raise any voice in the presence of Swami, because we learned he is the master. He is the Swami. He hears everything. You don't even have to shout or speak loudly, because he is immanent in the heart, listening to every voice that we speak. We came back home in Delhi. A call comes. Swami is calling you. We went to the house that he was staying in New Delhi, and we entered a hall, a big hall like this. My wife and 2-3 children, they were there. My wife's elder sister also came, who had fasted that day for Santoshi Ma, right? So she was also there. So we came and sat down in the hall, and then waiting for Swami to come. And suddenly the door opens, Swami comes. Sharma, you brought your family? I said, yes, Swami. Where are they? I said, Swami, here. Ma Prem and son Rajat, son Raman, daughter Rakhi. So thrice he said Rajat, Raman, Rakhi, and then each one of us, we touched Swami's lotus feet. Then he goes to her elder sister and he says, Ma Santoshi Ma. Because she has done fasting, so Swami blessed her as Ma Santoshi Ma. And then in his presence, the silence comes. There's no questions, no doubts, nothing. But suddenly he must have put that thought in me. I said, Swami, our elder son Rajat says he's short. Our younger son was an inch taller than our elder son. So the elder son always felt that he is older, but he's a little shorter than the younger one. So Swami goes to Rajat, Swami puts his arm around his waist, and he says, look, you are short, I am short. Height doesn't matter, my son, grow tall in mind, grow tall in mind. And then out of his infinite grace, Swami materialized vibhuti with his hand, put his vibhuti on Rajat's chest here and at the back, and he patted him 3 times like this. Little did we realize what does patting 3 times would mean. And then we came back home, went to flying, my meditations. In a year and a half, son Rajat gained 9.5 inches of height in just a matter of a year and a half. And of course, he grew tall in mind. Tall in mind means, do well in your education, in your career and all. And today, he with Swami's grace, he is in Diamond Bar. He is a graduate of electronics, master's computer engineering, MBA and all that. So his grace flourishes the moment you think of him and we are blessed by him and you are in touch with him. His grace descends upon you people, everyone, anyone. So when all these things were happening, and then I used to do lots of meditation, and what is he trying to tell me? He's trying to tell me that he is the one who resides in the hearts of all people. He is all powerful, omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient. He hears everything you say. Anywhere, wherever you are, he's omniscient. These are the ways in which we can understand divinity as being present everywhere. So one day, see what happened? My wife had a little problem with a thyroid problem, and with a little eyes swollen, hand shaking, and the thyroid, how the symptoms of thyroid are. So we went through the treatment. Took a long time, and then finally we said 8 years enough. We sent the samples to John Hopkins in USA, and they said, we have to do iodine treatment and the hairs will fly off or something. So I said, nothing doing, we'll go to our doctor, Sri Sathya Sai Baba. So we found out that he was flying from Bangalore to Bombay. So we took a flight and we flew him from Bangalore to Bombay. The same thing, I welcomed him on board. He sat in the bigger aircraft. And when he was sitting in the cabin, lots of people were crowding him, for his darshan and touching his feet. So I told the cabin crew, why don't you make an announcement so the people can come from the front, touch his feet, and go around the aisle like this, doing a parikrama, and have everybody having a good eye, full darshan, and take his blessings. So that was going on. And then I went, said, Swami, please bless the cockpit. And he would come. And what we used to do, when we sit in the aircraft with Swami on board, we used to slow down the plane so that Swami stays a little longer on board. We slow down the plane, and then behind my seat, we used to put a white cloth there and some rose petals upon it. And we always used to take our shoes off in the cockpit and slow down the plane and wait for our Lord to come. He would open the cockpit door, slowly step in, and he would remove those rose petal flowers, and would sit down right behind me here. And whenever he is in the cockpit or we are in his presence, the silence comes, and that is infinitely blissful to be in the presence of Swami. After a little while, my wife, she walks into the cabin. She came, sat down with her knees on the ground, like this, right at the feet of Swami. And I only said this much, Swami, I know. She says she's got thyroid. She doesn't have thyroid. She's okay. Ma, open your mouth. And she opened her mouth, and Swami waved his hand like this, and out of his hand, lots of vibhuti came, and the powdered vibhuti flew like a stream of water straight from his hand into her mouth, straight into her mouth. And he patted the head like this, and we were amazed. Powdered vibhuti, at his command, fly like water, straight into her mouth. And he patted her head like this. We came back home, and the blood test that we have given, all normal. It's now more than 25 years, and the problem has gone. So he was doing these miracles to us to put into me the thought and the realization that the Lord of the universe can do anything. He can create anything. He can heal anybody. And the most important thing, more than this, is to create this peace and love, and that is his highest miracle. That is the highest miracle. And then you see, on many flights, I used to fly him many times. It's all recorded here in the book. And he would ask me, Sharma, when are you coming to Puttaparthi? I said, Swami, I will come. And then one day again I flew him, and then I said, Sharma, when are you coming? I said, I'll come on 25th of May. He says, okay, come. On the 22nd of May, 1982, I took a flight, and we went to, took a flight, and we went to Bangalore. And we found out, but before that, you see, before going to meet him, why did I delay was, because we had to go from Delhi to maybe to Madras, and from Madras to Bangalore. From Bangalore, that's where Swami was. So we needed a little money, and those days, we had a little short of money. So I said, let's get some money before we plan a trip to Bangalore. I went to my office, and my office accountant says, Capt Sharma, there is some funds lying in your unclaimed money. Would you like to have it? I said, like to have it? This is I'm waiting for it. We are planning to go to Whitefield. So we got 4,000 rupees. We took that money. We took the trip from Delhi to Madras. We went and stayed in a hotel, a 5-star Taj hotel. And there we met the front office manager. He says, Capt Sharma, welcome to Madras. How long will you be staying? I said, about 2 days. He said, okay, sir, stay in the hotel as long as you want. Free, no charge. 4,000 intact. Then we had to go to Bangalore. Some friends called up. He says, where are you going? I said, we are going to Bangalore. Oh, he says, you take our company car, compliment, no charge, 4,000 intact. We go to Bangalore, stay in a 5-star hotel, and the manager says, Capt Sharma, how long? I said, 2-3 days, fine. He said, okay, sir, please stay in our hotel, 2 rooms, complimentary, no charge. My 4,000 still intact, not spent. When Swami calls, he makes all the arrangement. We went to the airport, found Swami has gone to Kodai. He'll be returning tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning we went to the airport, and there we found that Swami's plane would be landing shortly. So my wife and daughters stayed at the terminal with our son Rajat, about 18 years, and Raman, about 15 years. We went to the tarmac. Swami's plane came, and he parked, and I went there. Being a pilot, we were authorized to enter the tarmac area where the planes come and go. I stood at the steps applied on the aircraft. At the bottom of the steps, I stood there, and slowly the door opened, and in the door frame was standing our dear Lord Swami, just like this. When I saw him, I looked at his feet. I said, the whole world is in his feet. I looked up, the heart, the whole universe, all beings are residing in the hearts. I looked at his beaming eyes, full of peace and love. I felt so nice and so happy looking at him. And then I realized this is the way we do Arati. First at the lotus feet, then the gross, then the subtle part, from the sky. And that the sky, the mind, the space is in his heart here. Then we, from feet, then we go up in the middle, and then we go to his, the face. So that's the way we do Arati. So I mentally did Arati of Swami like that, and Swami started coming down. And what he did, he put his right arm on the railing, and he extended his left arm like this, and I put my right arm on the railing and extended my right arm like this. I started looking in his eyes. I started to climb up the steps, and he's climbing down the steps. Halfway we meet, he puts his hand upon my hand like this, and we look in his eyes full of love, just, completely frozen. I started to step down, and back on the tarmac I came down, looking into his eyes, full of love inside me, not losing a contact. And when I came back on the ground and I looked at my hand, the hand was, full of vibhuti. That's the way of welcoming of our dear Lord. That's the way of welcoming. You see, my hand was full of vibhuti. I felt so happy, so connected, so blessed. And then he came, and then he sat down in his white Mercedes car. And then the driver was, I think, Pushpak. He tried to start the engine. The engine won't start. So he asked this Capt Sharma, will you push Swami's car? I said, push Swami's car? He's pushing the whole world. He pushed Swami's car. So I asked our son, you push from the right, the other one to the left. And we pushed the car started, and he went. Okay, then he met us I'll make it short because the time is less. So he made us stand in the white field, sands there. Swami would come. He said, Sharma, are you comfortable? I said, Swami, yes. Then he said, okay. I said, Swami, no, I'm not comfortable. He said, why? Swami, I want to stay in the ashram. So he says, fine. He made arrangements for us to stay in the ashram, gave us a room, gave us 5 mattresses because we were 5 pillows, 5 glasses, 5 plates. And he gave us a thermos, because he knows wife drinks tea quite often and would like to have a thermos. Gave us a tiffin carrier. He put 2 boys there also. I said, Saram. So next day he met us standing in the sands, in the white field, came, stayed walking. Sharma, are you comfortable? Yes, Swami, very comfortable. Thank you. And then he making us comfortable, he made us sit in the tin shed. I said, you come, sit here every day. So we sat at his lotus feet right here. He would be sitting here, and everybody the students would be chanting bhajans, and he would be playing on the cymbal like this, and looking in the eyes like this, completely all at his lotus feet, looking in our eyes, making us full of love, filling our heart totally. After 2 days, our elder son says, Papa, let's go and sit at the back. Let the others have a chance. I felt so happy that, these children have realized that once your cup is full, it doesn't matter. We went and sat right at the back. The distance did not matter. He's still looking at us like this and singing the song, smiling beautifully. And then we realize what? Distance is only in the mind. It doesn't matter. Once you remember Swami, once you remember him in your heart, even 10 feet or 10,000 miles doesn't make any difference. He's as close to you as you think. He's as far from you as you think. If you think he's far, he's far. If you think he's close, yes, he is indeed very close. He gave us that message. Next day, our son could not come. So Swami says, where is your elder son? I said, Swami, he probably with his friends. Okay. So we came home. I said, Rajat, Swami was remembering, where were you? He said, Papa, I was with friends. I said, all right. Next day, all 3 of us standing there with 2 children. Swami comes to Rajat. Where were you yesterday? Swami, I was with friends. Oh, friends. Whom do you call friends? Today they have something to give you. You have something to give you. Whatever, anything you have, status, money, or any position, or anything to give, they are your friends. If nothing to give you, they'll ditch you. He says, have no friends. Be friendly to all. And this is the message of Swami. Be friendly to all. That is the message of Swami. He says, yes, Swami. And then he gave us such messages. Then he called, he says, Sharma, call your family. In the Rajmata mansion, we went there, and my wife wanted to carry a mala. What is mala? Garland. Thanks for reminding me. So the Sevadal says, Ma, you can't take garland inside. Swami doesn't like flowers. So she hid the mala, the garland, under her sari pallu and hid it and went inside and sat down in the Rajmata, the drawing room. Swami comes, stayed, and he goes to her. He says, Ma, you brought a mala? You brought a garland? She said, yes, Swami. She gave the garland to Swami. Swami made 3 portions, gave it to one lady, 1 portion to another lady, and this mala, she gave it to her. And then he created this for me and a ring for her. And then, all those things he did. And she's doing like this, and then the ring was slightly loose. So she says, Swami, this ring is loose. Oh, loose, complaining. All wives complain, all wives complain. Then is, come to Puttaparthi, I'll make you a new one. I'll make it very short. And they found out Swami was going to Puttaparthi. He said, Sharma, you follow. So we took a car and we followed Swami all the way to Puttaparthi. On the road, you see those beautiful pictures here. On the road, I don't know how people get to know that Swami is coming. The roads are lined up with devotees all along. I don't know how the message reaches the whole, everybody. And he stops at a place where a very poor girl, a coconut seller, she was standing there, coconut, to give coconut to Swami. Swami stopped the car and she is trying to, peel the coconut to offer it to Swami. She's looking at Swami and the knife is going all over the coconut and she's looking at Swami. Swami said, blessed her like this, gave her little money and carried on. Those pictures are beautiful in this. And then coming close to Puttaparthi, some laborers were standing there. Swami stopped the car, unwound the glass, gave whatever his pakoras and all that he used to bring, food stuff, gave it to the poor people. And Swami looked after us very well in Puttaparthi, gave us almost 14 interviews on those 7 days. And each interview, there was some lesson or the other. I'll tell you one lesson about the son, elder son. He came and I used to do meditation, lots of meditation. 3 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours. After flying, I used to come back home, sit quietly. And my wife was very kind. She would bring all the children down, say, Papa is sleeping, let him rest. I was not resting. I was contemplating upon Swami, thinking of Swami, meditation. And this meditation did help me a lot. So he gave us 2 rooms in Prashanti Nilayam. And one day I got up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Oh my God, it's still early. The darshan starts at 5 or 5:30. So what do I do? So I started to do meditation. I said, Om Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba Namo, Om Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba Namo. Meditated for about 20 minutes or half an hour. Then slept for a while, got ready. Went into the veranda. With his permission, he gave us permission to sit in the upper veranda. And we looked at Swami's door, the interview room door, at the handle. Slowly the handle moved down and walks, Swami tiptoes, walks into the veranda. Sharma, when did you come? Swami came yesterday. I just said, call your family. So all the family, we go and sit at his lotus feet. And his lotus feet, and then he would look at me. And the mother was saying, Swami, ye, Janta, I know. Sharma gets up at 3 o'clock in the morning to do meditation. And then he says, Sharma, no more meditation for you. I said, Swami, no more meditation? He says, no. I said, Swami, you want me to go back into the world, into the Maya? He said, yes. I said, Swami, why? I was so naive those days that I could even, speak a little louder. I said, Swami, why? He says, Sharma, look, you have small children. First, take care of your children. Give love to your children. Give them a good education. Make them good human beings. Give them love, education. Make them good human beings. And when they grow up, and when you shadi banao, get them married. When the daughter-in-law comes, then give all the burden to them. And then is the time you should go more and more into spiritualism, into spiritual practice, meditation and, contemplation and all that. Then he said something very nicely. This is something very, very good lesson here. He says, and then he says, Sharma, he's telling my wife, Sharma is a good boy. He does his worldly duties with his left leg and the spiritual duties with his right leg. He keeps the wheel of the chariot moving in a balanced way. We cannot, discarding, ignoring our worldly duties and enter all into our spiritual duties and ignore our worldly duties. He doesn't want that. Neither does he want that we should be totally a worldly person and not carry on, continue our spiritual progress as well. So we must make a balance. Why the worldly duty with the left? Because you see, to walk we need both legs. You see, both legs to walk. Both legs to walk. And the left leg is because one day or the other, the worldly duties has to be left. That is why it is the left leg. And the right is always right, and that is the spiritual duty that is going to connect us with the Lord of our heart, Sri Sathya Sai Baba. So he gave so many lessons to us, and there is one lesson, I know there's only 5 minutes left, I'll tell you in short. We were in Delhi, there was a member of parliament and deputy chairman, and her name was Nazma-ji. I went to her and said, Nazma-ji, I'm going to Puttaparthi tomorrow. Oh, he says, yes? Can I write a letter? Will you give it to him? I said, sure. She took out her pad and started write on it. She said, how do you address Swami? I said, we write Pujaniya Swami. She said, can I write respected Swami? I said, sure. Whatever comes to your heart. She wrote 2 lines, thought over it, took that paper, tore it, and put it in the dustbin. I said, Nazma-ji, why did you do that? Oh, he said, no, I'm in public life and I'm a Muslim. So if it gets around in the parliament, and then, you see, there could be questions, so I don't want to be embarrassed, so I did that. I said, Nazma-ji, whatever you have written, Swami has already read it. He said, how can you say that? I said, we are talking about Sai Baba, and Sai Baba is here, listening to our conversation, and not only that, whatever you have written, Swami has read it. He said, you have that much of faith? I said, yeah, I have that much of faith. Oh my God, is it? Yeah. He said, what should I do now? Shall I give you my card, my visiting card? Will you give it to him? I said, sure. She gave me her card, came, went to Puttaparthi, sat in the veranda. Swami walks in, straight to me. Sharma, when did you come? Swami came this morning. What happened, Sharma? That member of parliament who wanted to come. Oh my God. In one sentence of Swami, what happened to that member of parliament who wanted to come? Swami confirmed my faith into belief. What is faith? Faith is belief pending confirmation. That is faith. We all have faith in God, but when the confirmation comes, then it is confirmed. Then there is no doubting. You see? So the faith, initially we start off with faith, having faith in the Lord, but when the Lord Himself confirms that He is indeed present wherever His name is uttered or chanted, He is indeed there, that is confidence. So that day He gave me the confidence, yes, wherever, even now. He's there. In this silence He is there. Never forget this silence. Try and maintain this silence as much, each and every moment of our life we should. And then I said, Swami, she wanted your permission. He said, tell her to come anytime. I told her. She took a flight, went there, sat in the line. 2 days, Swami ignored. The thoughts started coming in my mind. Oh, Swami calls only in Hindus. He doesn't call Muslims. 3rd day, Swami said, come. Took her inside the interview room. Took 20 people along with her. When she came out, she was crying. What happened? I said, Sharmaji, that day, all 20 of the devotees who were inside were Muslims. What does God do? He creates a doubt. He lets you have a doubt in you. He clears your doubt. You see, He is the only one. Even Krishna says in the Gita, Apohan means I am the one who clears your doubt. He clears the doubt so that your faith in divinity becomes strong. That is what He does, and that is what He did to all of us. There is no time now. Huh? Title it? 5 minutes? Thank you, sir, for giving me 5 minutes. Question? Yeah, okay. This one? You mean what is written in the card?
What's in the card? Yeah,
Okay. It says Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, Prashanti Nilayam, Penukonda Taluka, Anantapur district, Andhra Pradesh. His address is there. Would you like to go there? Yeah. But he changed his address since. He says, I'm not there now. He says, I'm in your heart. His address is changed. Huh? This needs amendment. Huh? That is the realization. He has changed his address from the physical Prashanti Nilayam to the buttersoft hearts of all people. About questions and answer, one thing let me say, anyone who has a question, a doubt, or any query, special query, think about it in the night, leave it at that, sleep. In the morning, first thing in the morning, you will find the answer to your questions and query and doubt. It will come. First thing in the morning, always take little time in the morning before you just get up. If you get a fast, all that activity, you will lose that moment. The moment you get up in the morning, lie still for a little while. That is the time you are coming from this deep sleep to your waking. And that is the period when your mind is very silent. In that silent mind, you will get all the answers. You will be surprised. Swami will be speaking to you each and every day, giving you lessons. The question will turn into answers. In each and every day, you will receive his messages every morning. Give it a try. Try it out, it will happen. So this is what Swami... Two things I will say, there is no time. He gave me an experience of Advaitic non-dual experience. In the aircraft, he made the mind so silent that all my mind withdrew from the senses. I became unaware of myself. In that unawareness, with his grace, the power came from the heavens, made the mind completely tranquil, silent, abiding. In that silent mind, I realized that I am. Nothing was there. This is called a non-dual experience, Advaitic experience. Read this in this. Because the time is not there, I would have narrated the experience in detail for us to realize. When I flew again, Swami, from Delhi to Bangalore, in the aircraft, that's for us? Thank you, Swami. मेरा तो फूक निकल गया. Okay, all right. So, with that experience, in the aircraft, flying at 35,000 feet, I told the co-pilot, please mind the plane, I'll go to Swami. I went inside. The student was sitting next to Swami. I told the student, can I please sit here? He said, yes, sir. He got up. I sat by the left-hand side of Swami. I said, Swami, this is the experience I had in the aircraft with your grace, where the mind completely went. And that silence, I was aware that I am the self, I am the Atma, I am the soul, I alone am, no mind, no world, no body, no nothing nothing. When I said this to him, and then you know what Swami says? Sharma, that is Advaitic experience. Advaitic means non-dual. Non-dual means only the Atma is, only the soul is. There is nothing except the soul. The other things, asatoma, sadgamaya. This is the untruth. This body, Swami has shown, no more body. This body, this world and everything is the untruth. What is the truth? The soul is the truth. And second is, from darkness take me to the light. Darkness is by the mind. When the mind is not there, then there is light. So the moment he said that, you know what happened? From the heavens, from up somewhere, I was bathed in vibhuti. From top to the bottom, I was bathed completely in vibhuti the moment he said this is Advaitic experience. My hair was full of vibhuti, my eyelashes, my hands, my epaulets, my black trouser, everything was all bathed in vibhuti. I touched the lotus feet and came back with the confirmation that this is what is, you were saying what next? This is what next is. We have to find time for our quieter moments of contemplation. Find your own times, in the morning, in the evening, in the night, or any time when you are alone by yourself. Chant the name of the Lord slowly and slowly, so reduce the chanting, become silent. Realize these moments. In that silent moment, He will come as your own self, as your own Atma, as your own soul. And that is the realization, and that is being eternal. That is what Swami's real form is. He gave another experience which will take a long time. I'll make it in just about a minute and a half or 2 minutes. He gave me an experience where there was no mind. I was lying in bed. I saw a speck of light. I saw the light is in me. Second, the light became bigger. I, the self, the ego, I am the ego, became smaller, smaller, smaller. Then I realized that I am in the light. Slowly the mind completely went off and I became the light. I was light. That is infinitely blissful. That is what light is. Took a flight, went to Madras, sitting in a hall, sitting like this. Swami comes, I chant, Om Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba Namo. I felt the same force descending over me, asking me to open my eyes. I opened my eyes, Sai Baba was standing in front. I touched his lotus feet, did like this, and he slowly tipped out and went away. Then I said to myself, oh VK, Swami had come. That is not the way to do Pad Namaskar. You should be on your knees to do Pad Namaskar. So I said, Swami, I'm sorry. Om Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba Namo, Om Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba Namo. The same force I felt, opened my eyes. Second time Sai Baba was standing right in front. I got up, one knee on the ground, touched his lotus feet, and put my head on his lotus feet, and he slowly walked away. Again, the moment he went, then I told myself, VK, only one knee on the ground, that's not the way. When Swami comes, both your knees should be on the ground. That is the meaning of surrender. So I said, Swami, I'm sorry. Om Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba Namo, Om Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba Namo. Third time the same force came over me, opened my eyes, Swami was standing right in front. Third time, this time I got up, put both my knees on the ground. I touched his feet, I kissed his feet, and I said, Swami, I want to talk to you. He said, yes, yes, yes. Put his arm around me, took me into the room, and said, Swami, I had that experience of light. You know what he says? Must hear this. Remove all doubts will go. He says, Sharma, the light you saw is me. I am that light. You see, I and you are one. I said, Swami. Yes. The light you saw is me. I am that light. I and you are one. Then he said something. Listen carefully. Record it in your mind. Then he says, Sharma, those who think God has a form, should I not go to them? I said, Swami, yes. Those who think God has a form, should I not go to them? Now this will clear your doubt. You see, Swami, God takes a form for us, to take us to the formless being. That is our Atma. That is the light that He is. See, Swami has left the body, but He is the light. It is through this light you are listening. It is through this light in us that I am talking. It is through this light that we feel, we touch, everything. That's what God is in us. And then I said, Swami, when I am in your presence, I am fine. When I go away into the world, I need your help and guidance. He says, Sharma, help and guidance does not come from outside. It comes from inside because I am in your heart. What Krishna said to Arjuna is not only meant for Arjuna, it meant for the whole world. What Swami said to me is not only meant for me, it is meant for the entire humanity. And for that purpose, probably He has sent us here. So remember one thing, the guidance comes from inside because Swami is inside our heart. So this is the message that He has given us. Time to go, sir? Okay, the last thing, He comes in Puttaparthi, in the veranda, I'm sitting there. Swami comes, opens the door, comes popping a laddu. You understand laddu? Huh? Okay, good. He comes popping a laddu in his hand, and there's a young boy sitting 7, 8 years old. He says, hey, you want laddu? He says, no. Then Swami look. I want to give him laddu, and he doesn't want laddu. So he says, you don't want laddu? He says, no, I don't want laddu. Then what do you want? He says, I want Swami. So Swami says, why do you want Swami? If Swami comes, the laddu comes. If Swami comes, the laddu comes. Remember this. Do not ask anything of Swami. Ask for Swami Himself. And this is what our son Rajat did when I said, you tell Swami, He'll touch your eyes will become okay, your specs will go. My son says, Swami, Papa, go to Bhagwan, Lord God, and ask Him for a physical deterioration. Ask Him for love and devotion. Swami called us for the interview, sitting at the lotus feet. I said, Swami, this is what I told him, this is what he said. He said, this is what I want in people. He lifted him off the ground like this and embraced him. This is what I want. So my dear brothers and sisters, we must bring it to a stop now, which will continue in your life forever. You know, these things, satsangs, connects us with the Lord of our heart. You know, so all the time, chant His name, think of Him. He is present in your heart. He will answer all your problems. He will continue to guide you for all eternity because He is the indweller of our heart. That is our beloved Sri Sathya Sai Baba, a Lord of heart, our Sai Ram, Swami. Jai Sai Ram, Jai Sai Ram.